Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everybody! Hey, everybody. This is Everyman's 40K channel, and I am Everyman, your host, just trying to keep everything light and airy for the holiday season. I hope this video finds you guys doing well, and I hope you have a great holiday season. So today, in front of you for our Tau project, as you guys know, we're using the PiperMakes line of 3D printed models to make a Tau project or a Tau display board to drag around with me while I go to tournaments. We are going to put together today a proxy Devilfish. So in the last video, we talked about me doing the Cold Star Commander and Commander Farsight first. Or next, after we did the Shadow Sun. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out. The Shadow Sun video is up. That was the kickoff to our project. So instead of doing those two models, we are going to do a proxy Devilfish. The main reason is because this particular model is going to be one of the largest models that's going to go on the board, along with my Sky Ray. So that is also going to roll right in after this one. I have to get these two large models built so that I can at least see the position on the foam board, on the, this is the display board, prior to me laying out all the rest of the models. I just got to see it. So before I put the trees, LEDs, and start doing the ground cover, I just need these two big, large models on the board. So, enough with that. Let's go ahead and we'll get into the loadout and the stat lines and some of the pictures. So, here is what Piper makes. Her name for her particular image here is a cichlid. Again, that's a fish, a tropical fish, and she names everything with kind of fish stuff. So, and then we got GW's version, or their Devilfish, and this is what it looks like. Now, these are 1-to-1, so if you are going to go ahead and endeavor on this project, you're going to want to print 100%, so 1-to-1. The loadout for mine is going to be the Accelerator Burst Cannon. That's a given. That's what it has, and that is modeled here, this little one here. That'll do the trick. Then we got the Twin Pulse Carbines, which you can then swap out with a Smart Missile System or Smart Missile Racks. We're going to keep the carbines because they carry the assault keyword. And then we are going to go ahead, because they are free, we are going to install the the Seeker missiles. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with the crew compartment. I got some components separated back here. We're just going to build the box, okay? So first thing we do is we're going to take this section here and we're going to marry it up to this section here. Just like that. We'll go with the top. Okay, that's it. Main body, lid, front and aft, and that's the box. So now this is critical here. Just a note again for anybody who wants to do this this is the part where it is keyed. So to use a term, right, it's keyed. And it's keyed into this portion here. So this goes into the belly right here of the main portion of the actual aircraft, or the actual transport, the ship. And that goes in just like that. Well, this piece here is actually keyed into this piece here. Well, the key is not perfect. And what I mean by not perfect is if you get this off a certain direction, it won't line up right. So let me show you. So that goes in there. See how that's keyed? And that stops. But you see how this is kind of pointed off in this direction? So that's not square. It's not straight. So that means this has to go like this. Put this back. There, now that's straight. So we can go ahead and we're going to glue this down now. Okay, so that is it for the crew compartment. It is complete. So we've put it all together, all four sides, all the little details, and then this top, we got it centered on correctly so that this is all squared up. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the engines and the main portion of the aircraft. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to pop this baby on the bottom, and then we're going to continue the build. Easy money, easy peasy. Okay, so there is the main portion of the aircraft built. Now, these gaps here, I believe, gets covered by this piece here. So this piece is going to go right in there like that. So she even thought of a good way to kind of hide that gap. Now on the Skyray, this obviously does not go there. So on the Skyray, we're going to have to clean that up a little bit because I don't want that such a large gap there. So I'm going to have to do just a little filing and a little bit of sanding so that those pieces come together nice and smooth, or nice and flush. But so far, so good. Okay, so again, build order. First thing I recommend, building the box. Next thing I recommend, putting this together, the main body or the main section. Next, we're going to put together the nacelles or the engines. Okay. So we have some engines here. You can see we have these here. And some of these do not. So you can see here, it's got the door. Here, it's got this little part here. Now these, again, when you're printing this out, you have to decide how you want this to look and how you want to configure it. Specifically, I put these on the rear. So there's one left and one right on the rear, right? Just like this. The ones without are going to go on the front. So, and there's a reason why. later on the aft, that's where our twin pulse carbines are going to go. And we're going to take this little ball and we're going to set it inside there. And then we're going to use this. Right? So again, we'll get there. I'll show you. So let's take this and go ahead and we're going to do the aft. So these are the aft mount or aft nacelles or engines. Each one of these gets an insert. So you just got to figure out which insert goes to which aircraft or which part. Like that. See? So there's where you're going to glue it right there. So she's got all that figured out. You just slide it in, glue it, and done deal. Okay, so now we have the rear exhaust section. I'm thinking goes like this. I'm not using a instruction guide. She does have one, okay, everybody? So you can just see me putting this together. I've seen this 1,000 times, printing this out and like, oh, what pieces do I need? What goes where? Everything. So she does have an instruction manual. I would advise use that just so that you know exactly where everything goes. Again, I just don't want to slap this together and everybody thinking, oh, you know, this is easy or whatever. No, she does have an instruction guide, so please use that. Okay, so now let's get into this. So I had this just laying around. Okay, so this is like a 5mm to maybe 8mm rod, and I just got lucky. It's a wood dowel and it goes in there like that perfectly. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use. Again, I just had these around the house. I know where this came from. This is from a remote control airplane kit that I have, that because I fly remote control airplanes too when I have the time, when I'm not doing 40K. And this is the piece that goes across the fuselage that you rubber band the wing to. And I have a pack of these, and I think they're in the other room. But again, so we're going to go right there. That's about an 1/8 inch or 8mm rod. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and cut off some of these. And it has to go from here, or where's the correct one? There. So it has to go from here and here. So not very deep. So it's very shallow cut. Okay, so there's a full 1/4 inch. Let me bring the light in so you can see. There's still a little bit of a gap. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sand that just a little bit. Okay, so there's all 4. Here and here. Here and here. 1/4 inch dowel rod. Now we're going to pre-position these, no glue, just to get a look. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to put in the little eye sensor here. Okay, so next is the mount for the burst cannon, which is here. Goes under here. We have these little things here that go here. Then we have these that go on each end to close those out. Okay, so this is where we're at so far. Now, we're going to work on the top piece. Okay, so here we go. We have this. We have this. We also have these for the exhaust, left and right. So we can go ahead and put those on. Just like that. Easy. This is so good. So I'm showing you this because I want this eye or this sensor array a little bit off center. So again, it's just aesthetics, the way I want it. So that's why you see me kind of going like this, kind of forming that or getting that in there, because you can see kind of that white powdery, it's where it's rubbing. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to free it up so that it fits much better without it rubbing and being so tight. Okay, so there's that. And now time for a break. I'm going to take a break, go get me some coffee, and then we'll come back and finish this baby off. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, so we're back, and I went ahead and I did a little bit of work off camera, so I just want to explain what I did, and this is going to be complete. So it took me maybe 2 hours to build this thing, filming, going slow and everything. So again, so we installed this. I was correct. It is in position and it does hide that seam. So again, that cleans that up really nicely. We went ahead and we put in these little antenna, and as you can see, there's a line right there, which is a panel line. So I use that panel line and that edge to line both of these up. So that means they're both in excellent position, squared up, not kind of cockeyed or different angles. As you can tell, they look good. We went ahead and we installed the ball joint here inside that engine mount and inside that engine mount, and then later this will go ahead and get our pulse carbines in there. I don't want to install these yet because I think I want to prime first. Not sure, but that's where these go. So again, that's very simple. Just glue one side of that ball in there and put it in. Piper gives you these. These are the crew compartment or the cargo compartment mounts. So once you get this on here like this, okay, squared up, these little mounts, which glue in the middle there, this is what carries this whole contraption right here. So left and right. Okay, so again, these look really good. So left and right mounts. Then also she makes what she calls an anywhere mount. So this is for the seeker missile, and these are called anywhere mounts. So you have to find these. I believe these are actually part of the Skyray, or they could be in this kit. So I went ahead and I squared those up, installed the anywhere mounts. So again, they'll receive the seeker missiles, one on each side like that. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to turn the camera off, I'm going to move the camera, and I'm going to go over, I'm going to take this whole system and I'm going to put it on the display board so that you guys can get an idea of where it's going to go and why I had to do this before the Cold Star Commander and Commander Farsight. Okay, so I'm going to reposition the camera, we're going to go look at the foam board, and I'll be back. Okay, so here's the first look at the display board and the potential layout. So over here in the lower left, this is our Devilfish. This is where it's going to go. The Skyray is going to go up here where this 60mm base is at. So again, I need to get the Skyray done because I need to know how far forward it's going to push all these miniatures. That is the reason we discussed in the beginning of this video that I had to build these two large units because they are the largest units of the display board. As you can see, we got some Piranha here, we got Tetra, Commander Farsight, Cold Star Commander, and a few other miniatures kind of already laid out. I sent you the list. I believe the list is in my first video. Commander Shadow Sun is right here, already primed, ready to go. So I'm going to take this, we're going to take this off the table now, because now that I've seen it, we're going to take it back over to the build area, and there's a few things I want to show you. I've done a couple other little unique tricks, and then what we're going to do is once we show you the unique tricks, we're going to go ahead and close this out. So I got to take the camera and everything apart, and we're going to go back over to the table, and we're going to wrap this up. Back at the build table now, let me go ahead and show you sort of the little tricks that I've done while I was off camera. So we talked about not being able to prime this and having to masking tape things off. Well, I've worked out a solution. You guys know me, I can't leave things alone. I've got to do my own little techniques. So what I've done is, because this thing has a gear underneath, I'll show you. What I did is a little twist to unlock those gears and then pull it out. So what I've done is I've pinned this using a barbecue skewer. So I have some large barbecue skewers here, and then I have some of these a little bit smaller ones. So I saved these because these, again, as you can see, they work for pinning and doing all kinds of different crazy things with them. So this is a barbecue skewer. In order to make these tougher, what you do is you just take thin CA and you just kind of drip a little bit on there. It soaks it in, and these become like steel. They become very tough. We went ahead and we drilled right down the center, put in a piece of plastic or ABS tube, and so now what we've done is we've got basically a mated surface that locks in, and now perfect. So that's what this is going to allow me to do. Is then we come in here with these, okay, left and right, here and here, we're also going to pin. So in order to lock everything in, I'm going to go get some 3mm rod from Hobby Lobby, just plastic ABS rod. I could use the barbecue skewers, and I haven't really decided yet whether we're going to go with something like this or I'm going to go get the 3mm rod. I know PiperMakes, she specifically modeled this hole, and like these, right, as 3mm. So I'm thinking just go bite the bullet and go buy me some 3mm plastic rod, cut them to size, pin them, and I'm done, good to go. If I use this, then I got to sand, and again, just a little bit extra work, but it's free. So it just depends on how much elbow grease. Okay, so we talked about wrapping this up. So at this stage, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to call this complete. You guys will see this later getting painted and as a showcase. So you will see all this pinned. You'll see it painted. You'll see it with the seeker missiles in place, all done up, ready to go. So again, we're going to call this a done project, and we're going to wrap this baby up. So please hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, hit that like button, and tell all your friends on social media that I'm out here, because word of mouth is huge. And like we always say on every video, may all your dice rolls come up 6s unless you're looking for that 1. Peace out and Merry Christmas, everybody.